you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Midway Auto and RV, and this specifically is the Midway Monday podcast. This is a podcast that is designed to make this business and what we do more accessible to you, your recreational and auto needs. So in this first podcast that we're doing, we are going to get to know Chris. If you like this content and you want to follow closer, you can find the YouTube channel at Midway Montana, where we'll have different topics and different interviews every single Monday. So welcome to the very, very first introductory Midway Monday podcast. So today we are joined by Chris, who is the owner and operator of this fine RV and auto establishment.
Yeah.
Located here in Billings, Montana.
Yeah, glad to be doing the podcast. Glad to be getting our message out.
Mm-hmm. So give us a little bit of backstory of who you are.
So, like you said, my name's Chris Grant. Moved up to Laurel about 7 years ago to open this dealership. Previous to that, didn't have much experience in the automotive or RV industry. I was going to school to actually become a chiropractor. Figured out that
worlds.
Big difference. But I figured out that school for chiropractic school is going to be very expensive. I had put myself through school doing door-to-door sales, and so I had a very extensive and successful sales career prior to this. And Midway has been run and owned by my family for decades now. It started in Lovell, Wyoming with my grandpa. He just had a body shop there.
Nice.
He actually worked for the body shop and worked really hard and decided to buy out the owner. He bought that and then taught all of his four sons, body work to help them make money and provide for their family there. My Uncle Ken, he started rebuilding cars and selling them out of the front of the body shop, and then figured out that it was easier to just buy cars that weren't wrecked and just sell them. And he developed the dealership there in Lovell. And then his younger brother Keith went into business with him and opened the dealership in Cody. And that's who kind of recruited me to come into this business and to open a dealership with him in Laurel, was my Uncle Keith. And he owns the Midway in Cody and Moreland, and then we're partners in the dealership here. And it's just been great. It's been a lot easier than just starting a dealership up myself, because we've had all that history. We've had all those processes and the reputation that Midway's had over the decades when we started this place up, and it hit the ground running.
So what brings you satisfaction in this business? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
So really the main thing for me, I guess there's two things. One is growth. I love how rapidly we're able to grow the business. And the second thing is destroying the stigma of a used car dealership and RV dealerships, for that matter, where both of them throughout the country have negative stigmas attached to them. Just bringing our values to the industry and serving the community in a way that they deserve to be served.
What negative stigmatisms do you?
So used car dealers, I mean, it's in movies, it's all over the place. They're shady, they're slimy, they're cutting corners, they're being dishonest. Where the business that we run is very straightforward, very transparent, not gouging anybody, but just giving people good, honest vehicles for their money, and then standing behind those vehicles with our warranties and everything that we offer to make sure that the customer is satisfied.
Yeah, I love that. RV wise, how have you seen this industry changing in Billings and changing in just kind of the global scheme of people who RV? Because it's a very niche market. What have you seen change in the since you got into it?
So, I mean, I would say being in it, it's been a progressive movement. I mean, we haven't been in the market except for the last 3 years. We've been here for 7 years, but we've slowly grown the RV side of the business. Things went crazy during the pandemic.
Naturally.
I mean, you're right. It's it's a niche market, but it's a lot more widely accepted now. When people couldn't go out, when people they couldn't fly, and they were quarantining, they wanted to get outdoors, and so there was a great boom in the RV industry during that time. And so it's just a lot more widespread knowledge of the industry now.
Yeah. So if somebody is curious about getting an RV, but they're not exactly sure why they would get one, why would somebody spend the money on getting an RV? What's the benefit of having an RV?
I guess that there's a few benefits. One of it's just convenience, having your things with you wherever you go. So the traveling blue collar worker, oil industry, gas industry, construction industries, instead of them getting their per diem and going and staying in a hotel, they just bring all their stuff with them. So it's a lot more comfortable, a lot more convenient for them to have all of their things with them rather than just a suitcase and staying in a hotel. The other thing is fun and family time.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 5 kids, so
Right.
family time is very important to me. You have 18 years with that kid, and that's it.
Right.
And they're gone, and they're on their own. And so the more time you can spend with your family and the more fun you can have with your family, the better.
Right.
And so camping really just gives you that. It gives you that family time, the family fun, and you can do it anywhere. You can go anywhere in the country and have all
Basically
of your things with you.
you.
You have your home, yeah.
Like we're sitting in, what is this, an Avalanche, you said?
Yep. It's the 390 DS, our top selling fifth wheel.
And it feels exactly like a home. There's a bunk bed right here. There's 2 bedrooms, you said, in this?
Yep, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Central air.
Yeah.
It feels like an actual home. We're sitting in recliners for crying out loud.
Right.
USB
Absolutely.
ports.
Yeah.
It's like a home.
Yeah. Would you rather be in something like this with all of your own things that you know where they are? Would you want to be in a hotel room with nothing?
Yeah, that somebody else stuff
right.
beforehand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. So good. Tell me a story, like a special moment you've had so far with a customer's experience.
Customer experience. I mean, there's a lot. Mostly, I mean, I've had a lot of customers just say, "Wow, that was easy," when they're purchasing from us. There's no runaround. There's no hoops to jump through. There's no bickering back and forth about price and negotiations.
Yeah.
We're very straightforward. We're very honest, and so customers notice that and they compliment us on that.
Sure.
And then besides that, just having customers, being able to help them over the years. I mean, we've been here for 7 years. There's been customers that have bought 4 or 5 things from us, and they're just customers for life because of how we do business.
Yeah. So good, I love that. So moving on, let's look at where Midway is going from here. The date that we are recording this is October 17th. There's some big stuff coming up next year. Give us some kind of idea. Give us an overview of what's happening next year and why it's leading up into that.
So next year, we'll be opening our largest location, 30,000 square foot building on 9 acres, right on the frontage road on the freeway, right in the middle of Billings there.
It's huge.
Right. It's a big operation, especially compared to what we've done in the past. I mean, we started out as a small town dealer in Lovell, and then Cody, Worland, Wyoming, and then Laurel. We found that Laurel doesn't feel as much like a small town as Cody and Worland and Lovell because it's so close to Billings. So a bunch of our clientele is from Billings anyway, so that's why we're moving to Billings. But the reason that we're moving, we're building the new establishment and growing at the scale that we're growing, is we see a lot of consolidation happening in the RV market, where some of the smaller dealers are kind of being put to the wayside by the manufacturers. So growing to this scale allows us to serve more people and bring our values to the entirety of Billings, being right in the middle of everything, as well as doing it at a scale that is sustainable for years to come.
I love that. Where do you see the RV market heading in the next several years?
So really what we see is getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Pandemic time is over. People can again fly and travel and go on vacations as they did before. But luckily we are in one of the most saturated RV markets. And that might sound negative to some people because it's so saturated, but everybody here has an RV.
Right.
And everybody's going to upgrade because that's the standard these days. New phone comes out, you want the best phone.
Sure.
A new car comes out, you want the best car. Same with the RVs, new RVs with the new solar and lithium batteries and everything that's coming out. People are going to upgrade.
Yeah.
There's just more RV customers per capita in this area than most places in the country.
And I'm sure that's really?
Yes.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes.
I just processed that as you were saying that. I can imagine as you know, if you're just getting married and you get a RV and then you get kids and then you have to upgrade the RV
Absolutely.
again, you know, to make room for them.
Absolutely.
So it makes a whole bunch of stuff. So with the new building, coming back to that, where is the progress at right now?
So the framing has just completed. So then they'll be putting up the walls and then the interior, and then really the thing that's holding us back is the asphalt, because look outside, we're already frozen.
Yeah.
There's no laying asphalt until the freeze ends. So
it's supposed to be in the 40s and 50s next week. So
that's true. That's true. Let's get going.
So,
All right.
Yeah, I drove by today and it's just massive.
Yeah, it's a big establishment. I mean, just the positioning of it compared to the freeway is just going to be a great look for us.
I got the Coke building right down the road.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff going in.
Right. A lot of development.
It's such a good place. Open date? When is that?
It'll be between April and June of this next year.
You got a big party planned or what?
Oh, we will. It's going to be epic.
Food trucks.
But I want to get some bands. Yeah.
Kiss.
Oh, that would be sweet. That would be cool.
Who would Kenny Chesney? Would that be better? For the
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we actually every year when we go to Indiana, they put on a show. So we saw Florida Georgia Line and what was that? Brantley Gilbert. They pay these big shows to come and play for
Florida Georgia Line. Yeah, come here.
That'd be sweet.
If you're listening for Florida Georgia Line, get a hold of these people.
Yeah, sell some campers.
Yeah, buy some campers too while you're here. So there's some incredible things happening here. I'm really excited to see this thing grow. You and I have been friends for a long time, so it's cool to see this business growing and expanding, and seeing like what you guys are doing for this community and for the people that are willing to connect in a more intentional way when they're RVing. So coming up in the next episode, we are going to dive more into more information about Midway, our auto and RV. We're going to talk about some core values, some stuff that makes Midway who we are, and we're going to introduce the sales manager, Matt Hall. He's a riot. You don't want to miss that one. Thank you all for spending time with us and hanging out with us on this very first introductory podcast of the Midway Monday podcast.
There we go. Midway Monday podcast.
Thanks, everybody.